What's up, everybody? Today I have a free-for-all on Favela, and I'm using the ACR, Scavenger Pro, Stopping Power Pro, and Ninja Pro. And I think this is my first free-for-all that I've uploaded for you guys. I don't play free-for-all too much because I'm usually online, hanging out with my homies and playing team games. But today I'm doing a free-for-all, and you know, this game definitely might not be for everybody, just because I know there are various play styles, and some people might consider this to be camping. I consider it to be good map control, but we'll get to that later. First, I wanted to point out that this is a pretty good match for listening on your headphones, because you hear those guys firing right now. They are actually on the other side of the wall in a building up there, and you can clearly hear the gun chatter and everything through the wall in the street, and that happens a lot. You know, I know I mentioned headphones in a previous video, but it's a really good idea to have a headset, or to even just use some sort of stereo headphones that will break up left and right. And typically you can hear when somebody's behind you or when somebody's coming from, you know, the front left or the front right, even if you don't have 5.1. So you don't need to drop a boatload of money on, you know, a nice headset. You can just use any headphones. And I'll get to that later, because I want to talk about headphones and different types that I'm considering getting. But when I play free-for-all, I typically hang out in one area, and I'm trying to get a little bit better here with the claymores. I'm sure you'll see me drop some claymores in wrong directions and pretty much just put them in places that you normally wouldn't put them. And that's just because I'm still getting used to playing with it. I don't really play with Scavenger all that much, and I'm definitely used to having the Semtex or Frag as my primary grenade. So I'll kind of make the mistake of, wow, that was a really long pause there. I'll make a mistake of trying to throw a grenade and actually putting a claymore down instead, and you guys can laugh at me and leave hate comments and all that. That's fine. But yeah, so you'll see me do that a few times. But I really like using the claymores when I'm trying to patrol an area, just because it can help watch my back for me. I don't really need to be in a bunch of different places at once. And you know, when you play free-for-all, I think it's best to do this because you're not holed up in camping in one location where an enemy you just killed can easily come and find you. But you're also not spreading yourself too thin by trying to cover too much area of the map. And, you know, like I said, claymores can help provide protection to your back. I do encourage new players to learn all of the maps. You know, don't just hang out in one location and wait for people to come to you. And definitely don't camp, because that's really annoying, especially if you're using a noob tube and commando. That can be really, really frustrating. But play in some areas that are comfortable to you nonetheless. You definitely want to be comfortable with your surroundings and know the heavy traffic areas of the map. You know, places where you can anticipate enemies trying to rush you, or where they're sneaking around, or even where they might be camping themselves. You definitely want to know all the different locations. But first part of this match pretty much so far has been me playing slow and defensive, letting people come to me, and just using my ears, using the headset. Like I said, some people call this camping, but I'm pretty sure it's just good map control. And give it a try. Definitely also stay crouched. You want as little as possible to be showing. The less movement, the better, because, you know, enemies will have a harder time shooting you from a distance. And when you dance around, you know, don't be afraid to dance around a little bit when you're shooting your weapon. And also, you're trying to stay alive just as much as you're trying to kill people. So it's best to stay behind cover, stay down, and move as little as possible when you see enemies off in the distance.
The enemy is jamming our radar.
And that'll allow you to be more accurate when you place your shots as well. As far as sensitivity goes, I use a sensitivity of 4, and I don't consider that to be very high, but it allows me to hold my aim steady much better when I'm firing my weapon and adjusting for recoil, and also when I'm shooting and firing at the same time. Like I said, sometimes I dance back and forth at an enemy when he and I or she and I are having a firefight, so that they'll have a target that's harder to hit. So going back to headsets, I kind of wanted to get you guys input. If you would leave comments and feedback, if you all already have headsets, or if you play with headphones, or whatever you play with, I'd really like to get an idea of what people are using, and maybe a nice inexpensive pair that I could get that, you know, would be compatible with Xbox Live and the normal game sound, so I could hear the surround in the headphones. I'd really like a pair of 5.1 speakers or headsets. Like an Astro A40, that would be really nice, but I think I'll probably have to work my way up to getting one of those. Don't really have the available funds to get that right now since I just got the HD PVR. But maybe I can work my way up to a 5.1 digital surround sound pair. Maybe reward myself for all this hard work I'm putting into the channel. If it grows a bit more, you guys could help me out with that. I'd really love to be able to show you guys even better gameplay. You know, being able to hear people sneak around the corner with a nice headset. I've been looking at a pair of Tritons. I think they're like 130 bucks, something like that. 125, 130. And those are 5.1. They're a little bit cheaper than the Astros. But I'm sure they sound, you know, just fine for 130 bucks. That's not by any means cheap. So yeah, I'd really like to be able to do that. Right now, I mean, I've just been using regular headphones, little earbuds, Sony earbuds that they slip right into my ear, and I can still use the Xbox Live headset and mic that came with the system right over top of those, and that's really handy because I can still hear my teammates without hearing them through the speakers. That way I don't pick up their voices on the game through the game system's audio. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to work up to that sometime and be able to bring you guys some better gameplay. I'd really like to get a Blackmagic Intensity Pro video card as well. I don't really have the type of computer system able to handle that. I'm doing all my editing on a laptop right now. But hopefully one day I'll be able to do that, because that'll clean up my video signal a lot more than it is with the HD PVR right now. Trying to think of some questions I've been asked. I had a request today for a weapon someone would like to see used. And if I can work with that, if I can work out doing that, then I will definitely do that. Also, someone asked about montages, and I'm working on one. I kind of didn't know what to expect. I mean, I sort of knew what to expect community-wise, just because I subscribe to other people's channels, and I watch their videos that they post and see what kinds of things they're uploading. But I was kind of unsure about the montage thing, just because I knew I wanted to upload myself playing and do commentary on top of that, but I don't really have the kind of time that I would like to devote to montages. Although, like I said, I'm working on one. It should be pretty sweet. It's that was a lot of fun. Went into a host migration and knew the guy was right there in front of me and just couldn't wait to knife him as soon as I got out of it. Yeah, the group of guys that I play with right now, we've been recording some kill cams and things like that I'm planning to put together into a montage, and that should be pretty sick. Let's see. Somebody asked about montages. Yeah, I work full time, and I am a full-time student as well, working towards my business degree. So I don't really have too much time to devote to montages and a bunch of video editing, trying to put everything in line, match it up with the music and everything. But I'd really like to be able to do that. Oh, somebody asked me about prestiging also. I don't really think I'm going to. I've already done it once, and that's nice because I got the extra slot, my custom class slot. That's pretty cool. But I don't think I'm going to do it anymore. I don't really need any more slots than I have. But there's enough to work on anyway. I plan on completing the challenges for each weapon and for each game type, and getting all the titles and emblems. I think that'd be really sweet. Even though I wish it gave you a higher percentage completed when you got all the challenges and things, as opposed to just giving you 1,000% complete for getting 10 prestige or whatever. But it'll still be good anyway. I have lots of attachments I still need to work on as well, like heartbeat sensor and the underslung shotgun and things like that. So I'll have plenty to work on. But yeah, that was my free-for-all game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. There is my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.